most revolutionary community about Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music. This and every Monday at 3 p.m. From the home to the community to the wider world. Let us be the change we want to see. Join me this and every Monday at 3 p.m. on the Community Buzz and Fit FM 96.7. Your life, your music. Fit mind, fit body, fit community, fit world. This is Imara, the musical revolutionary, on the Community Buzz on Fit FM 96.7. Your life, your music. We are the builders of the stone cities of Zimbabwe. We build them White House, them factories. With blood, with sweat, with tears, with flesh, with bones. Them use build them economy. Now them want to con you and me with them science and them technology. We make them take with knowledge. Now them are deafly. Them are blindly. We are walk, we are ride, we are drive, we are fly. Nah look, nah see. Eyes focus on the screen of an iPhone, Galaxy, tablet, Blackberry. Wake up, look. Uno no sister them are very well. Ancestors crying out. Them are weak, you see we heading back to slavery. Robotic, digital, technological slavery.
The love and loyalty of my heart, the wisdom and courage of my mind, the strength and vigor of my body in the service of my fellow citizens. I promise to stand up for justice, brotherhood, and peace, to work diligently and creatively, to think generously and honestly, so that Jamaica may, under God, increase in beauty, fellowship, and prosperity, and play her part in advancing the welfare of the whole human race.
The rich tech in session, call it recession, left the world in depression. Legal and illegal drugs and alcohol on the rise, in dear interest to our demise. We patronize, marginalize, make fools seem wise, because we buy them lies and sell with lies, prostituting our sons, daughters, and wives. Yes, I'm Mara, the musical revolutionary. Your host and the Community Buzz is here once again. Yes, today is the 21st of November, 2022. We are heading down to the final part of the year, you know what I mean? So we have to give thanks. We give thanks for the moment. We give thanks for the time. We give thanks for the vibration that will flow through the Community Buzz today. We are shouting out all the people across the world who are tuning in to Fit FM and, www.fitfmja.com, on Facebook, on YouTube. Just log in and link and make your voice and your presence be felt. We want to feel your energy over here, so, right? You know what I mean? So if you feel like call. If you feel like send a text. Because we are, and the numbers are 876-478-9144. 876-317-1991. Numbers again. 876-478-41. I'll go again. 876-478-9144. 876-317-1991. Yes, you know what I mean? So you can WhatsApp there, and call on those two numbers. Seeing so we are here holding a vibes, holding a energy, still holding on to the creed that we have, the pledge before God and all mankind. We pledge the love and the loyalty of our heart, the wisdom and courage of my mind, the strength and vigor of my body in the service of my fellow citizens. So we have to observe these things, how we serve each other, our citizens, our family, our community, how we serve our country. You know what I mean? We must not always think about what our country can give us, but what are we giving to our country? What are we contributing to the development of our community? What are we contributing to the development of our home? You know what I mean? To look on each other and know that we are building a greater and a better world. And we have to focus on that. So I want to tell you what I'm going on the program later, maybe 3:30 or so. We're going to talk to Mr. Fernandez Smith, you know what I mean? Want to hear what he has to say about things happening in and around Falmouth, with little chit chat on the phone. He's concerned about the Rock Bridge, and he's concerned about sanitary conveniences in the town. And we're going to find a way how we can fix that, and how the people look at things, because we maybe can raise these issues and talk about these issues, but if the people are not participating in the process of change, then we could have talked till thy kingdom come, nothing not going to happen. See, so we have to get back into the mindset of mobilizing and organizing people, that people can understand their role in developing their community, in developing their, first of all, you have to think how to develop yourself, because you can't think about developing anything if you focus on self-development. And I'm emphasizing on that, self-development. So even if you go to school and attain certain level of education, you have to chart a course in life where you know what you want to be, what is it that you are going to become, and what is it that you are going to contribute to your family, to your community, to your country, and by extension to the world. And that's why we are always saying, it's fit mind, fit body, fit community, and by fit country, and by an extension, a fit world. And that is what we're about, how we can remain fit and be consistent in growing to be our best selves, because that is the most important thing. When you become your best self, then you only can serve and share people in the best way, because you're going to give of your best. When you are your best self, then you can't give less. You cannot give less. You're going to give of your best. So we always implore people, to put some interest in yourself, man. Put some interest in yourself. You have to sometimes close off the outside world and listen from within. And when you listen from within, you can't go wrong. Your intuition never wrong, just be obedient and be guided by your inner vibration, that inner vibration of love, that inner vibration of peace. Make sure at all time you're at ease and not at dis-ease. Because if you're at dis-ease, then things are not going to flow. Things are not going to flow, And we always have to give respect, and show respect to the founder of this movement. I always call it a movement, Fit FM, and the principle behind his name, Umoja, unity, to strive for and maintain unity in family, community, nation, and race. That's very important, because we observe that we as a people, everybody has set agenda for themselves, but what are we doing for ourselves? What are we doing for ourselves. And this is something that we must pay keen attention to. You know, we hear about the World Economic Forum and all of these G20, and who are the people who are really running these institutions? You know, we are hearing now the new term, fourth industrial revolution. You know, if we check the history, we realize that most of the people and all of these terms are designed by people who don't even respect us, people who saw us and still see us as 1/5 of human. You understand? So where are we? Where are we? You know, where are us all, you know, in this fourth industrial revolution? What role are we going to play in this reset that I'm talking about? Because the resetting is taking place right now, you know, and a lot of things happening, you know what I mean? People are struggling, you know. I was listening from the executive chairman for the World Economic Forum, Klaus Schwab, that is his name, yeah. And funny enough, this man is 84-year-old, you know, and he's the one who is directing what the next generation will be like, or what the world will be like in the future. You know, he is the executive chairman for this organization, the World Economic Forum, from about 1971 until now, over 40 years, over 50 years. And he's saying that the world is going to be a hungrier place. Imagine that. Because of the reset that is taking place, you know. So where are we as descendant of the African race? Where are we in all of this? Those of us who suffered through slavery and suffered through colonialism and still suffering under capitalism. We have to find our way out of this. We must find our way out of this. And it is not going to be easy. It is not going to be easy, because these are the people who still control decision making in the world. You know, after the 2020 election, I listened to the General Secretary of the GLP, and he's the Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Horace Young, you know, and after the election and the counting and everything, his speech is that we are now entering in the phase of the fourth industrial revolution. Now, I am realizing that that term, fourth industrial revolution, was coined by, you know, Klaus Schwab. So, whose language are we speaking when we're governing our people? And this is something we have to look at. The people elect leaders to lead, but the leaders are taking directives from other people. These are some things that we have to look into, you know. Yesterday was what? The GLP conference. Yeah, whole heap of people pack up in a bus and go there. So, you know, say, them a marshal them troops to see how powerful they are, you know. You know what I mean? To move into a next election. But I am saying to the people, is it that we are just going to allow ourselves to just to remain mere voters, that we just vote and put some people in and allow them to go and make decision in parliament and on the world stage? That is not within our interest, but in the interest of the business sector to continue to exploit, to train, and suck our bloods. You know, we are looking at these things. We are looking at these things, and how are we going to lift ourselves out of this kind of economic strangulation? Because it is strangling us. It is strangling us, you know, as a people. It is strangling us. And we have to find a way. We have to find a way to really break these chains, you know what I mean? Because our ancestors did it before. And we cannot allow it to happen. We cannot allow ourselves to go back in robotic, digital, technological slavery, as I said, in technology. We cannot allow these people to manipulate and take our knowledge. We must be in control of our faculties. We must. You understand? And that is why we still hold on the principles of Kwanzaa, because that is our base. We're holding on the principles and the philosophies of Marcus Mosiah Garvey. We have a blueprint that we need to pay attention to and to work with. This is the thing that we are talking about. It's not like we have to create nothing new, you know. You understand? There are some things that is within our DNA as African, you know. There are some things that is within our DNA as Africans, and we must pay close attention to how we grew up in the past, the things that we used to do within our community. And I am a living example of that. And that is sometimes I always tell people, say, you see, how many people in Jamaica love to demonize and say some negative things about the Maroon communities around Jamaica, because I really say Maroon communities because there are many, you know. I grew up in one, and one of the principles in our community, we look out for each other. It's that communal vibration. You know what I mean? We cook, and when we are cook, we don't just cook for ourselves alone. We cook for who going pass by. You know what I mean? If something happens in the community, we always gather together and make sure that we deal with it together. You know what I mean? So we as a people, we are coming from a great history of Ubuntuism. We are coming from a great history, you know, of Umoja. Because that's our life, you know, unity, to take care of family, you know what I mean, to take care of our race, you know. So we have to go. We have to go. The rest of the world, you know, where we continue to try to emulate and follow. It's we them learn from, you know. We must know that so these people learned from us, right? So how we as the original carbon allow the carbon copy for a lead and project themselves like they are the originator of what. It's just that them twist it and turn it in another way and become so selfish with it, you know, and try to marginalize another group of people and oppress another group of people, you know. Well, the oppressed will free themselves and free the oppressors, you know. I'm going to say it again. The oppressed must and will free themselves and in turn free the oppressors, because it is unethical. It is not a nice thing for another group of people feel they can exploit and enslave another group of people and have all the wealth to themselves, you know, have all the resources of the world to themselves, you know, and deprive other people of it. You know, so we will not allow it. We must take a stand, you know, because really and truly, there's a quality of the game, and somebody a quality game. And we a Babylon. See if you can find Nana EQ there. Make we bounce through and see how who really quality the game.
Me say, who quote the game? Who quote the game? It's not the Rasta man, so it must be Babylon. Babylon. Who quote the game? Tell me now. Who quote the game? It's not the Rasta man, so it must be Babylon. Babylon. Somebody play the wrong domino and cause the world to follow. Someone is spilling their songs It's not the Rasta man, so it must be Babylon.
Yeah, we say somebody played the wrong domino and caused the world to follow. Go and pull that tune here from the top, you know. We love this EQ, Nana EQ.
Me say, who quote the gift? Who quote the gift? It's not the Rasta man, so it must be Babylon. Babylon. Who quote the gift? Who quote the gift? It's not the Rasta man, so it must be Babylon. Babylon. Somebody play the wrong domino and cause the world to follow. Someone is filling their songs in a compulsory plan. Oh, who quote the gift? Who quote the gift? Not the Rasta man, so it must be Babylon. Babylon. Who quote the gift? Who quote the gift? Why you play the bad card? Now we catch you off guard. Rasta man wanna shuffle, but looking for nothing to suffer now. Rasta man wanna shuffle, but looking for nothing to hustle now. Are you quote the gift? Now me say speak the truth and speak it ever, cause it what you there. Now me say 1, 2, you want me to you. You hide the things you do, but still the wrong things you do. 3, 4, now this is the score. Get a pop for you and don't do it no more. One way in, one way out. I saw my call, I saw my shout.
Yes. Welcome forward to the community buzz, man. What a sweet piece of tune, man. Nana EQ, right? Who called the game? Somebody played the wrong domino and caused the world to fall. The rest of them want to just shock out, you know. We know they have to hustle, you know. You understand? And we as a people, we need to move out of the hustling mentality and to really claim what is really ours. And that is one of the words we I use regular upon a program, yeah. Reclamation. We are going to reclaim the things that is truly ours. We are going to reclaim our community. We are going to reclaim our family. We are going to reclaim our country. And we are going to reclaim the continent we name Africa. But first of all, we must reclaim our minds from out of the hands of the oppressors. We understand, say, Brother Fernandez Smith is on the line, and, you know, I want to touch base with him now and talk to him, and, you know. So, Mr. Smith, how you doing, sir? Are you there?
I'm very much here, my brother. God bless you, man, and to your listeners.
Love and light, man. Welcome to Fit FM.
Blessings, man. Blessings, my brother. Blessings, my brother. Blessings, my sister.
Yes, Julia is here. You know what I mean? We give thanks that we are here and hearing from you, and you sound bright, and, you know, like you have something to unleash right here.
I just had a joint of sugar cane, you know, that sort of spurs the energy. Eh?
How you are talk about, man? Sugar cane from out of your farm? I hope you get that sugar cane from your farm, you know.
No, you know, it's a little farm. No, it's a big farm. Farmers are not small again. You know. Farmers are big people. Farmers are scientists. So I just got a couple joints from him, from his farm, you know.
Of course, that is the whole vibration, you know, King. We have that thing.
Most definitely, my brother.
People call it in a time gone barterism or something like that, you know, where the farmer will supply the community. If a man is a carpenter or a mason, you know, in build the house, and, you know, if somebody
see, we're not going to say pit farmers. It's say qualified farmers as smaller, big farmers are farmers because their livelihood is so important to the country nowadays in terms of food security. They are the ones who was bearing the brunt of all of those stuff, you know. So they produce for us. They keep the workers going to work. The kids going to school. The housewife looking after looking after dinner and all of those stuff. So, so they are the forefront of our survival. And without them, the world is nothing.
Yeah, interesting enough, as you talk about the women in the field, and women, the role that women play in the lives of a farmer. I was watching a professor recently, she's an African, I can't remember her name exactly, but she was talking about the principle of farming, and she was saying that originally the women were the farmers because the whole vibration of production is a nurturing. It's
Yes, but
from the
women,
women, and
yeah.
she was talking about how things have turned around because fertility of the soil is fertility as of the womb as well, and when you remove the women from the soil, well, the soil is going to become barren. It was really a powerful statement. You know what I mean? And
to add that, my brother.
Yeah.
The first accountant, was a woman. I know Julia is going to love this. The first accountant was a woman because not really, but the first profession is actually farming, and the woman used to you collect the money for the husband or the partner might sell a cow or sell a couple banks of yam or some wheat, and they would have taken home the money to the wife or the partner. And she would decide, so this is going to spend for food, this is going to spend for school, this is going to spend for clothing. So it was an accounting, it was a sort of accounting sort of thing, eh?
Yeah, truly.
So the women pay, and again, in the 60s and the 50s, you had farmers and homemakers, and they called the homemakers were the wives of farmers. And they were qualified, although they didn't have a job or they didn't have a quote unquote profession. They were qualified to get a loan, right? And they term it loans for homemakers.
Yes.
Because they are the one who made the home, who take care of the home, who take care of the kids, who see that everything is all right around the farmers get food to go, clothes to go to the farm and everything. So, and I don't know why we sort of digress from that sort of thing and just leave. As you say, just leave out the women out of the mix in terms of farming and agriculture.
It is the patriarchal mindset, man. It's a patriarchal system that push through religion, because religion is one of the things that affect the lives of many people and remove the female energy, you know what I mean, from the livelihood of life, and try to marginalize them. That is what happened, because it is always a balance. The principle of my aunt, it is reciprocity. The woman have to be there because she is the first that.
And I think more emphasis should be placed. And it goes back to, and it is coming back to haunt us now. It is haunting us, not haunting us. The role of women in community building and in home building.
Yeah.
Because I'm a living testimony to the role of a woman in home building and parenting too. Because I didn't like, as a young boy, I didn't like school.
Yeah.
I didn't like school, and I could read at age 7. Used to go to school at age 7 then. And, because our siblings, we didn't have a TV, we didn't have a radio, so we kept school. So we used our reading books, and we know A, B, and C. So by the time I reached in A class, then I could actually read. I could do sums.
Yeah.
And so I find when I went to school, I say 8 class. I say 8. I say no, sir, waste of time because I can't read already. I can't them say, well, if you can't read, you go to name Pambula. And I gave a lot of trouble, and the head teacher used to live next door to us, and he came to my mama and said, "Listen, the boy is bright, so you have to talk to him because he's giving a lot of trouble." And I was going to school the first morning. The term used to the school year used to start in January.
Yes.
And my other 4 sisters and my brother. Everybody, you go in the back and you get to the water, you bathe, and you go for the uniform to go to the school. So all of us line up now, get the little S around the back of your ears. So
Yes.
my mom said, "So you're not going to school?" I said, "Ganga, where's my uniform?" I said, "No, sir, you don't love school. I got to school, you're going to learn trade."
Yes.
Imagine me at year 7, I'm going to learn trade, It was the worst day in my whole life. And my uncle came for me in the morning, to go work for the house. And I had to pass the primary school, And I can't remember my friend, Balvin Gooden, that name rings every time. I say, "Look at Fernandez. Fernandez got learn trade."
And make it look like learning trade was a bad thing. This is one of the things that
No, it wasn't actually not a bad thing, but at age 7, you go and learn trade with a side and all of that stuff.
No wrong with that.
So I went back home.
No wrong with that.
But it's a whole idea then,
Yes.
So when I went back home, I said, "Gang, listen to me. Me, I go behave myself." And they say, all right, now look around at the screen, you see your uniform.
Yeah.
And that was my turning point. So I'm saying that to say this, that the parenting and the role of women in parenting, the policymakers have to put more emphasis on the women and empower them.
Yeah.
Empower them.
May I go a little deeper? But you see, before we go a little deeper, because we start off so nice and vibrant and thing. Yeah, I will kind of get a little bit side. Well, we're not gone sideways. We're just there still. But I just want you to tell the people who Mr. Fernandez Smith is really. And that we can go into the meat of the matter. Some of the concerns.
Okay, I am Fernandez Smith, agriculturalist, a certified small business counselor, a pollstar researcher, and I was a parish councillor from 2003 until I retired undefeated. I have to qualify to until I left undefeated in 2012. In 2012, not an account that I wanted to leave the people, but certain things happen which I couldn't have dealt with it, and I said for my own mental health, I said better I just leave representational politics, and I help the people in some way outside of politics, and I still have my foundation that I support the people of Trelawny, do one yearly to be exact.
Okay.
And I do a yearly thing every August,
Mm-hmm.
Myself and my 2 kids,
Yes.
We do that to help the people them. So we are helping outside of politics, and basically that's what Fernandez Smith is all about, in terms of giving. Like, I can't be a rich man, and I don't want to be a rich man.
Oh, you mean
I just want to be rich. I just want to be rich in philanthropy and rich in empathy for the people and love for the people. That's what I want to be rich in.
I'm glad you break it down, because riches is riches, And if you're rich in all of these things, if you're rich in love, if you're rich in contributing to the people, then
monetary riches is nothing. It's nothing. It's nothing. People view it as the thing, as the main thing.
Yes.
But it's not even it doesn't even everything. It's not even the main thing. For how I look at it and look at life in general, my brother.
That's it. And I'm happy that you reached that point in your life. And when you say you was a counselor undefeated, what I mean? You can say which division again? Say it, make we hear.
Yeah, man. Sherwood division.
Okay.
That's it. The division of Usain Bolt. So when Usain Bolt.
How much term? How much term?
Person will give him a present.
How much?
I give him a bicycle.
Okay. How much term you serve the people?
I did two terms.
Okay,
And
okay.
my second term, I got the fifth highest votes outside of a garrison in Jamaica.
Wow, wow.
The
Uh,
fifth highest vote for a JLP councillor outside of a garrison.
okay, you're a GLP counselor. Was? That's what you're saying?
It was a JLP councillor.
Yeah, man, not a problem, because we have to look into these things. One of the things, we're observed with politics in Jamaica. We have some good people who willing to serve the people and have the people best interests at heart. We know that on both sides. However, when we observe what is taking place from universal adult suffrage until now with the two
Yes, sir.
main political parties, I am observing these two political parties and seeing them as colonial relics. That is how me observe them. And the reason why I'm saying that politically, the PMP is 84-year-old and the GLP is 79-year-old now, see? And we are looking and we are seeing, for the most part, otherwise from structural development, in some way, in the 70s, we used to see what we call the development of the human capital to a level. But
Right.
we are still looking to see how we are going to develop ourselves, away from the Eurocentric kind of system. How we are going to break away from the colonial slavery system, the institution that these two political parties form under, and we recognize. Let me finish that point.
Yes.
Yeah. And we recognize that much not really changed since. We move out of colonialism to independence, and we just celebrate what you call the Diamond Jubilee here in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
And now we see something took place, 2020 to 2022, heading into 2023. People still say we are still in a pandemic, and we see a great reset taking place right now. I am saying to you, as somebody who represent the people, who interacted with the people, who are still interacting with the people, know the people cry, know what the people facing. What are two main things that you believe need to happen for us as a community, us as we look at it, look upon us as a country and see how we can elevate ourselves out of the old colonial mentality and mindset that have us in the kind of entrapment, economical entrapment, especially right now. Give me two things what you believe we can do to really lift ourselves out of it.
I can give you a full reservoir.
We just want to.
Well, let me see if I get because I say I'm going to disagree with your preamble there in totally, but post independence and pre-independence, I would siphon out two things. If we are not honest to the people, if we don't work to gain the trust of the people, then it is best for us to continue. And it's gonna sound sad to you. It was best for us to continue with all of the colonial adages that are out there. And I tell you why. under our colonial masters, the people trusted their leaders.
Trusted the colonial masters.
Their
That's
leaders, yeah, man, they trusted the colonial masters. They trust them. Because if the colonial masters say, listen, we're going to roll this stone over you, the stone is be rolled over you. If they say they are going to roll away the stone so that they can move from point X to Y, they are going to move it. But not so in independence. Our leaders, they lie, they are corrupt, they are for themselves and not for the people.
But Mr. Fernandez.
The best days of Jamaica in terms of economic performance were post independence. And I'm give you one example. Look at the war across the country. It was strategic, because they run it from Spanish Town through the hills of St. Catherine into Portland.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, I've driven through there, and it is transportation woes. They cannot get because of bad road. They lead from Kingston into Montego Bay,
mm-hmm.
right? And then lead from in a central Clarendon, from Clarendon up into Frankfield. It was strategic, and the foundations were laid there, and yet we as a people in pre-independence with better engineering engineering intellect cannot build on that.
One of the things
we used to export more post-independence.
Now, when you say we, hold on, Mr. Fernandez.
We're better.
Hold on, Mr. Fernandez, because this is something that I observe in the politics of Jamaica, and people don't get deep into it. I always hear the people say, we who? It is not the ordinary African who used to enjoy all of what you are talking about there, Those real lines that you are talking about, they were put in place by the people who were in control of the economic structure of Jamaica to transport their goods and to make sure that their economic system was benefiting from it. As soon as hold on. Let me finish.
But I disagree.
Hold on, let me finish with it. It is the same thing. It is the same thing that is happening now, with all of these highways that we see building in Jamaica. The ordinary poor man cannot afford to travel upon the toll, The toll is literally coming to be an elite.
Exactly.
Hold on. I am showing you, so I want you to tie this, because I am a political creature. I'm a student of politics. And two politicians attack, It's just that I am not into partisan. I am not into partisan politics.
Welcome, brother. Welcome to the world.
Yeah, but I studied it. You know what I mean? I am saying to you,
yes,
there is no way we can feel grateful and give any sense of gratitude to our colonial masters. Because if you look back in the 1930s of what took place with all of these uprising and rebellion and workers uprising across the island, especially in the sugarcane here in Falmouth, what took place at Frome here in Falmouth, with people like St. William Grant, and and is out of these struggles formed the two political party, So
yes.
we going to sit here and say that the people were happy under colonial rule? No, it could never. You could say, yes, there were certain structural development, right, was in place under colonialism. But how much the people were benefiting from all of this structural development? And that is why after independence, after we ask or we claim that we get political independence, because that is an illusion, not really goes up, After that, the colonial masters remove themselves because them don't really see, as an economic base where them too much benefit from. You understand?
Yeah, but my brother, that might be so, you know. And you see, we get carried away, you know. We as a proponent of pre-process post getting the problems is that we sort of compare the two era in two envelopes, one in big envelope pre and one big envelope post, and we say yes, it's better in post is better. But if you dissect the thing, if you dissect the post and the pre, and you come out, you ferret out certain things, and you come out say 5 or 6 factors, you will see that, you know, you might have a different view. For example, our healthcare, right? Our healthcare, 85% of the common man cannot afford healthcare in 2022.
Yeah.
2022. If it doesn't have millions of dollars, he dies.
Could they afford it that
he dies
in colonial, under colonial and administration?
Say that again.
Could they afford good health care under the colonial administration?
Yeah, they could. Although they were more healthy than our present day population. They had access to health care, and that is why I'm hearing the narrative between the two political parties as to who build more hospital or who not build hospital. Most of the hospitals were built in our colonial past, and I think it's only 3 or 4 hospitals we built since 1954. We don't build none. No party no build more than 3.
All right, we would go.
And look. The powers were given to the two political parties after independence, you know, to better the lives of the common man. That has not happened.
You said it in a kind of way, and one of the things we must always remember, you know, we as citizens, me and you and all of us who participate in the political process, and when we participate, meaning that we go vote and we follow the politician them and we sit down and we talk to them. See? Now, one of the things that I observe, right? Universal suffrage only afford us the right to vote, but there are certain other rights.
Yes, it does.
There are certain other rights that we realize that have been taken away from the people, and those rights, you know, is the right to really formulate strong community to build themselves on certain levels that they are participants in the political process. And one of the things that cause all of that is the political divide. They use that strategy, the PMP and the GNP in particular, where when the PMP is in power, you know, for them people that eat food and certain policy might be implemented, and when the next party come in power, then done away with that. So the polarized political system of Jamaica is one of the things that destroy this country so much. And I'm saying, with all of that, we cannot just blame the leaders of the political party, but we as a citizen, as citizens, must also look on the role we also played in that. Because if we observe that there are certain things that is happening and it is not working in the best interest of all, it is for us to be involved and to make sure that these things work in the interest of all of us, rather than keep on
But
blaming and what.
my brother,
Mhm.
consultation does not exist anymore. Consultation doesn't exist anymore.
When you say
Because
consultation, break down
you-
that. Break
when
down that.
consulting, we the people, we are not consulted in absolutely nothing. In absolute,
Yeah, don't move on Mr. Fernandez, because you know say people are listening to it. I'm why you them hear where we are set up. So I'm saying to the people who are not hearing clearly on Facebook, and if Facebook now come through clean, just go over to YouTube, right? And remember www.fitfmja.com. You know what I mean? And you know, so on YouTube, Fit FM. Just go over there, so and you know, because we're having a lively conversation. Mr. Fernandez,
Yeah,
you
man.
spoke to me.
Wonderful.
You spoke to me about 2 days ago about two concerns that you have, and you told me that you only have 30 minutes with me. I mean, why you left without you.
I can't get
Oh,
I just make sure say I rush because it's very the conversation is very interesting, and you know these are sort of conversation I like, you know.
aye, and you know, me as a man, me love talk about these things, you know, and in a way we will respect each other, you know, and it is what you call
Yes,
it is
we have to. That's what dialogue is all about.
constructive dialogue, my brother, and we need to have this kind of
because
dialogue.
everybody has a story, you know.
Yes, and we need to point out and look into the things that we really see affected us, our generation before us, and is still affecting us today, and to see how much, because we can't continue with it, you know. We can't continue to follow the order of other people who don't have our interests at heart. You know what I mean? Because one of the things that we must look at, even post-COVID. Me I go say post-COVID because the people who really run, well, I tell you, the people who really run in the world, using that term, is us round here still as a COVID that keep. But the people them who know say it over for them I use the term post-COVID. So I rather to use that,
yes,
yeah,
right.
because the place now open up, people now go about them business, you know, a few people still allowing themselves on a mask and them thing there, and maybe certain institutions still require people to wear masks coming at them place. But I am saying there's of the world who participate in all of what took place for the past 2.5 years. They are saying post-COVID. So I will go for one of the first time. I will go along with them with that. So
yes, right. And it's relative, you know.
Yes, you know. So we were talking the other day, and you point out two things to me. You know, one was the public sanitary convenience in the town of Falmouth, and
in the town of Falmouth.
yeah, and you would like to see some kind of improvement on that. Do you have any idea and who are the people that you are engaging, you know, to bring about those kind of changes?
I'm going to use a broad paintbrush, you know, and just paint and just paint my findings. I think you have about 15 supermarkets in Falmouth, and about might be about 13 or 12 haberdashery.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what the public health department, the municipality,
Mm-hmm.
and the fire department is doing in terms of conformity to building regulations and public health regulations.
Mm-hmm.
Because I went in that particular supermarket, and I inquisitively asked. I said, can I use a bathroom?
Yeah.
I didn't say can I. I said, where do I find the bathroom that customers can use?
Yeah.
And the worker laughed at me.
Yeah. Maybe
So
maybe
if
check
we know
the
a
boss.
bathroom, how you and I went further and I went further down further. Same thing right through the town.
Mhm.
No bathroom facilities for cars, no bathroom facilities for workers. Uh, and also in terms of of safety
Mhm.
for the customers, one entrance in, one entrance out, one way in, one way out.
Mhm.
And even if there's a back door, it is not properly identified where a person can run in
Mhm.
case nowadays we're gunshot a fire everywhere, in a church, in a supermarket, everywhere.
Mhm.
You know, all of those things. We have to be proactive.
Mhm.
And and I think it is only the two banks. I visited the electoral office, just not to do any business, just to look at how conducive it is for the disabled.
Mhm.
If a physically challenged person
Yeah.
wants to go do business, which it is his right to go to go there,
Yeah.
it can't go up there.
Yes.
The courthouse, which is the citadel of justice for everyone,
Mhm.
the disabled can't go up there.
Wow.
So as Kanto in a Jamaican culture, you see how the same thing set, my brother.
So
So you see how it
you
is cute.
see
It is cute against the common man.
so I am saying to you, and this is what I'm saying to you when I mention that the two political parties in are colonial institution and colonial relics, because what we are experiencing here in a time that we maybe are talking about first world and economic growth and all of these things, we are seeing this thing as some backwardness, I'm going to use that term there. A backwardness, for us to
Just take a pin. Just take a pin 1 second. I forget this thing. And you sort of nudged this out of me a while ago.
yes.
The two political parties, they know what, they're not going to do nothing about it. Because what? A conference went to Kingston yesterday. It was held in Kingston yesterday. All of them can run to the Chinese supermarket. Them and say, give me $2 a beer and give me two. So they don't touch and just for the other side. When for them conference, you can't jump to them and say, give me $2 a beer, 2 quarter of a cup of pack of cigarette, but we can't leave them pass. So they know how much them can. But person like me, who don't have to drink a Pepsi there, I drink a rum and boom there,
Mm-hmm.
right? I have to talk as is. So our leaders, our institution that is supposed to be leading us, which is our political parties, they become compromised and become pawns. So they can't do nothing. They can't say nothing to them.
Is it that the party?
This is one of the points where I say we are better off colonial when you siphon out certain things.
Me and you now go agree with that something about no better off in a colonialism, I mean, me and I agree with that because you see,
Because there's a lot of good coming out of post colonialism, very lot of very. So I'm not gonna say wholesale that shit because post colonial is not good. There are a lot of good.
The good that came
also
out.
There are
The good that
there's a lot of bad things happening to us, which would have never happened under colonialism.
the good that came out of it is that at the time a lot of our black conscious people and revolutionary wake up the people like Marcus Garvey, people like Century Grant, people and so many other names, people like Leonard P. Howell, these are the people who woke up the people to have a certain level of consciousness within themselves. So these are the good that, you know, came out of that system. But the system of itself was really an evil system. When you think about the Morant Bay uprising, when you think about what Paul Bogle did, you know, you look and post the Morant Bay uprising and see what the colonial institution put in place, and that's another relic when not for the people and enough people.
But my brother, my brother, if you ask me, you know, if you ask me, I will tell you.
Yes.
I will answer you and say that Paul Bogle blood was, based on what is happening today, his blood was shed in vain.
I agree 100% with that.
Because justice, we don't have, the common ghetto youth, the common man from community don't have any right. They don't have any justice, right? This look at what is happening to the SOE, the special still murder. They can just creep up any ghetto youth and keep him for hours. Right?
Yes.
And the court ruled it as unconstitutional. And they still care to the people. Paul Bogle blood was shed in vain. And the other point, the other point that I'm saying now, because I listen to political speeches and I listen to Parliament. And the new minister here, not the Minister of Justice, the craft ministry, Mrs. Marla Ford. So she's going to the Charter of Rights that was amended so many times. They say they are going to revisit it. Revisit it for what?
Yeah. All right. Well, Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith.
To abridge the right of the common man.
Mr. Smith. You see, we are communicate and we have to make sure say some people acknowledge some people we link with up. I mean, so we are bless up Derwin Smith over there in England, and you know my sister Michelle Clark, you know what I mean, and Michelle Clark as a Jamaica just straight out backwards need to come up to time. Exactly, Amara. Now Jamaican people are more about party before country. It should be more about the country and what can move the country forward. See? So that is Michelle Clark. She point out some of the things, you know. So and as we're talking about this whole colonial system and how it operates and how it functions, and you are talking now about the justice system, you know, how it really treat the people, this partial kind of justice system, this, you know, and justice cannot be partial according to the
justice has to be fair.
And yeah, so according to our constitution, and that is you touch a serious point, you know, that our government, especially this one, I'm going to say this administration under this government, yeah, is a big violator, you know, when it comes to the constitution of Jamaica. You know what I mean? And we as a people, we need to remove, you know, our partisan caps, you know, and our partisan label, and to look at the things that is really affecting every single Jamaica. Because when the police then come and creep up a certain ghetto you, them creep them up and then everyone ask them if them are GLP and them ask them if them are PMP. You just look like a criminal. And when the police come, who is also from the people? And that is one of the things that we are going to talk the truth about here. Even the police force is a relic of colonialism, because it was after the Morant Bay uprising the police force was formed 1 year after. See, to keep the order of the infrastructure in place, which is plantocracy. See, so these are some things. There has to be some serious reform. And how are we going to go about making those reforms, Mr. Fernandez Smith? How are we going to go about doing that?
And to expound on what you had said there, in terms of the plantocracy and land reform. you know, since since post, since post independence. Yeah, hold the line.
Your granddaughter call you there? Your grandpa. It shows that you're a good man, man.
She just got in from school.
Yeah, man, that's great, man. Watch your man. I fit FM with the pan, you know.
Okay, since post,
yeah, go ahead.
Since post independence, in terms of land reform,
Mm-hmm.
in terms of land reform, we have seen where more lands have been taken away from the poor and given to the rich, taken away from the poor, and this dispensation that under post colonialism.
Yes, and because guess what?
Look at what took place at Clifton.
Mm-hmm.
Look at what took place down in St. Elizabeth. I'm not talking politics here, but these are the things.
Hold on, Mr. Fernandez, it's politics. We're not talking partisan politics, but all of this is politics.
Oh, you're right.
We're not going like say we are going excuse ourselves from what is happening, you know. And we're not they have to politically correct neither, because to be politically correct is literally just telling lies. We just attack the things straight, and that is what this community buzz represent. You know, we are here to inform the people, and we can't partially inform the people. We must inform the people holistically, that them can understand themselves, understand them right.
And you are now, you know, we are in a parish, you know, we are in a parish which was this of special expansion, the lower elevation of Trelawney.
Mm.
And it's the slave barracks, the hang slaves, right? With William Knibb emancipated, although some people question whether he was truly emancipated. He was working in close collaboration with the status quo, the Baptist Army to catch up the slave. All that is debatable. But I'm saying this to say that Trelawney, yes, you see some development. Yes, you see roads, you see high-rise buildings. Yes, you see a hospital. You see commerce. You see a huge pier. You see a huge pier there. But there you as a common man, as a little poor picky guy around the corner, how does it benefit us? Benefiting in our peers. I wrote an article once about, you know, in the I think it was the Western Mirror, peeping from behind the mangrove. Although there's no mangrove leaving that that Trelawney again. Whereby the poor little persons from Joggy Bank,
yeah,
from down a race course,
yeah,
the peep through the mangrove, the roots of the mangrove, to watch the passers go by.
Seeing.
Right? In their cars, on their bicycles, with their bag of good food and nutritious food.
Yes.
While they have to just eke out a living.
Yes.
And it comes back same way now to the pier.
Yes,
hold on. The big buses with the tourists.
Mr.
Drive
Mr.
by,
Bedford,
and
Mr.
the
Bedford.
little man with him like a bead or like a t-shirt. Can't sell nothing because the bus gone.
Sir, Mr. Fernandez.
Gone off the this quote unquote the slave master's place. Who we say? Who we say?
Mr. Simmons.
Slave us
Mr.
and
Simmons.
colonize us. And yet, you know, the whole thing is a conundrum here, my brother.
Mr. Simmons, I don't want you, hold on.
When I talk like this, you know,
Mr. Simmons,
that's why they never like me. That's why I have to leave it.
Mr. Simmons.
When I talk, I say, what do you talk about this and you're supposed to talk and protect your party because this and that. I mean, not that, no.
Mr. Simmons.
Because I grew up poor.
Mr. Simmons.
My people are poor.
Mr. Simmons, you hearing me?
Yes, yes, my brother.
All right, so I'm telling you, listen, because we're on the radio, so hold on. More about maybe about another 5 minutes out of you, see? But you are during I can recall when we used to do farming in school every Thursday and enter exhibition over the same place there in Chilani. And you know, Mr. Patrick Beckford, I yell up Bingy. Maybe I'm him call Bingy. Love, and are you name Bingy? You name Bingy, Mr. Fernandez?
Yeah, man. Here, Mr. PB there for my good guy.
All right, see it. All right, Bingy.
A reservoir of information, man.
All right, sir. All right.
Yeah, man.
So you are going to do. I want about more 5 minutes more to the eye, but you are going to do. I'm going to take a break and play a piece.
Not a problem.
And play a piece of music. So hold the line till we forward. Yeah?
Not a problem, man.
Fighting and arrival.
Stepping out there in this young marketplace. Oh, fighting on arrival, fighting for survival. Keep it good, the high down, because good health is vital. Fighting on arrival, fighting for survival. Coming through the spiral, mightier than a tidal. Fighting to save my soul in this crazy world where men have been bought and sold for a few thousand years. I'm a price tag for sale, hashtag millions, hashtag enemies captured, it's been backstabbed, everything's blackguard. When here comes a blackguard, fighting on arrival, fighting for survival. Keeping who they right down, because this is vital. Mystery, history, dig your trick me.
Number one means you're always on top. Your number one radio.
Yeah, man. You see, we not just come here for talk. We play some music, some revolutionary music. You know what I mean? And you know, this is Oba Simba fighting an arrival. You know what I mean? Listen this one. Oba Simba.
Fighting arrival, fighting for survival. Keep it good, the high down, because good health is vital. Fighting on arrival, fighting for survival. Coming through the spiral, mightier than a tidal. Fighting to save my soul in this crazy world where men have been.
Yes. You know, we take down Oba Simba there because we need to go forward to Mr. Fernandez Smith. But before that, you know, a new program coming, you know.
Yes.
A new kind of justice, new program coming soon, hosted by former Judge Simone Maddox. So stay tuned for that. This will be happening. Just look out. About next year, 2023.
Yes.
All right, 2023. It's just 1 month away, you know, because we are heading down, out of 2022. Right. So that's it, Mr. Smith. Welcome forward, man.
Yeah, man. Cheer, my brother. Yeah, man. I love.
All right. You want to touch upon Nickel because there's something that I'm looking at, pertaining to the decision, that has been taken pertaining to the rock Bridge. And I am wondering, I'm here you talk about the pier. I am wondering if it have anything to do with the pier pertaining to, because I understand that the people who control the pier, under which administration it is under again?
The pier was conceptualized under the PNP's administration.
No, we're not talking about the administration. Our Port Authority of Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
That is what the pier is under, don't?
Yes.
Yeah, so I understand that some of the things that is happening pertaining to the Rock Bridge and all of them, round of them property there. So, you know, it is coming from the Port Authority of Jamaica. I don't know if you have any knowledge about that, you know, but I want you to touch on the Rock Bridge situation.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
My take on it is the closure of the Rock Bridge. It is economic, it is political, it is strategic, and no pause and can sort of that. My thought about what is happening to the Rock Bridge.
Have you done any research to come up with what you are saying now, that it is political?
Yeah, man.
Okay,
yeah, man. I've spoken to the people.
Yeah. Yes. So
I've spoken to the people,
yeah.
and I've looked at history, and I look up geography. I think I spoke to this already, but if you look from Rio into the Rock community itself.
Yeah.
You look at the seaside, the seafront, right from Rio.
Mm-hmm.
All of the lands, every single parcel of land is owned by the aristocracy.
Wow.
It's only the plant. It's the only section that is owned by the plantocracy.
Wow.
It's only is Rock, and plantocracy cannot coexist in a geographic space with the aristocracy.
Mm-hmm.
So what you have to do? You have to kill the community. Not let it with kind of gun and bulldozer, you know.
Yeah, man, we know them kill community. It's not always
man,
with gun.
Kill them. You kill them economically.
Yes.
You
cut
kill
them
them
off.
socially.
Yeah.
You kill them mentally.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what they going to know? They're going to run away.
We call it psychological violence.
Yeah, man. Economic psychology.
Yeah.
You're gonna run them away. You're gonna run them away. And here it is now. Because the pier, you know, the pier, how the pier is configured, you know, it has to be expanded across the road, come across behind a Champion,
Yeah.
behind Champion supermarket, go down to the take up the
whole of the land
and go
space.
right back to go right back to the highway.
Yeah.
Go right back to the highway and come around and come into Rock. It's going. 50 years from now, I won't be around. 50 years from now, you are going to see a place that Lagos there, right? But what that developed pirate, you know, you can use that at the expense of the common and the poor.
Yeah, and I can see it. Hold on.
So the Rock people have to actually run away from that here, and that is why now the economic sabotage of the Rock community can only be done by closing the bridge.
Okay, so Mr. Fernandez, who is up front or who is among the people, mobilizing the people? Who is the community leader in Rock? How much community?
No, the people will know, you know. The people is the poor, no. And them have the poor and the money, no.
But
I don't have to talk to them councillor. I don't have to talk to them MP. I don't have to talk to them mayor. I don't have to talk to them their caretaker. And I tell you something, I'm married.
I'm all right.
When I spoke with I'm a, when I spoke with E.G. Hunter in charge of bridges, you know the man tell me when I do the research,
Yeah.
you go shock. The man said there are 75 bridges that is down to be rehabilitated in Jamaica,
Mm-hmm.
and the Rock Bridge is not one of them.
Why? You stuck me.
Because no tour bus know if you drive on it. Can no tourists.
Oh. So it's all about tourism.
And
It's all about the foreigners.
And then the theory, you can only kill Rock by closing the bridge.
Okay.
The first thing you start, you kill the small business in Rock, right? Because the community alone cannot support. It's not sustainable to support the community. Cannot support the small business in small business inside there. So it is going to die slowly. And when you kill the small business, what are you going to kill? You start killing families. Right?
You have any idea?
You start killing you
have any idea?
So the decay set in, and then they just move in inside the place. We have Peppercorn rate.
You have any idea the amount of people live around that area, the population of Rock? Because
no, I'm not gonna say I don't. I use something.
Okay.
But it's really polling division because the PNP used to come out of there.
Yeah.
Come out of there with 200 to 250 votes.
Okay.
That was in 2012. I don't know what is happening there now. But the people are moving out.
Whoa. And that is why yesterday
the people are moving out.
That is why yesterday when I was going to Knutsford, I realized that there's a beautiful thing going on right out there. So because them a plant palm tree and them a clean it up and it just look like a really upscale place.
Rock, my brother, was a destination on a Friday evening,
Yeah, man, I know, man.
The amount of cars just go around to get the steam fish and bami, the fry fish, was a destination. Huge, the comment, the buzz by the Friday evening and a Friday night.
Yeah, man, when I used to go down now and then go buy fry fish, man, and conch soup and them thing there from a bridge down and lane.
Not even road inside. They're killing the community slowly.
Wow.
So with the bridge now, and I heard the mayor say I'm surprised that people are still using the bridge.
Yes,
but
yeah.
There are certain things that drive human behavior, and if there's something that drive them to take such as gone to the mayor, such a high risk of putting their lives at risk to use the bridge, the option that is open to them for not using that bridge, it must be something even more riskier. You see, that's where that I'm coming to.
More if you break it down. Break it down because we understand it clearer.
Yeah, no, what I'm saying, all right. He's saying that it can cost your life to use the bridge.
Sure.
That means if you use the bridge, you're taking a risk with your life.
Of course. Yes.
And the two entrances that are available to you to come into Falmouth is the 1 mile entrance and the foreshore entrance.
Yes.
And you don't want to use it, yet you're putting your life at risk. So what is driving you now not to use those two entrances? It must be something that is even more riskier than the bridge itself.
Or is just plain defiant.
No, not it's not defiance. Not defiance. It defines its convenience. It is convenience.
Uh-huh.
It is convenience.
Yeah.
And I am telling you, season come up, you're going to see the. I hope I can be on here with you to discuss the grid that is going to happen in Falmouth from the 20th go right back down to the 24th.
Well,
it's going to be chaos and confusion.
We are going to be here. So once we are here, we will pay attention to what is happening, and certainly we will come here and talk about it, and see, not just to talk about the happenings, but to see what solution, we can find to make things flow better for the citizens.
The bridge has to be fixed, man, and it's the power of the people. I'm not calling for civil disobedience, but
you want something from
governments.
Hold on, Mr. Fernandez.
Government over the years only react to demonstration. The people are rock go over and block the highway and line across the highway if you want 5 or 10 a whole day and a whole night and say, listen, man, we now move, we now get up until not find the money to repair the bridge. Something is done.
One of the things, Mr. Fernandez, as we say, we don't really want to apologize. When the people are under oppression, they have to free themselves by whatever means necessary. Whatever means necessary. It is something in human nature, and we must not try to muzzle it and try to push it aside and try to be politically correct.
Yeah.
Because if we are communicating, right, communicating with the people who's supposed to look out for the interests of the people, and they are not responding to us in a way that they should, then the people have all right to do whatever is necessary, to really liberate themselves. Because one of the things that people who are in government must realize, that you should not violate the fundamental rights of the people. The people right to earn a decent living. You can't just attack with them off the land. So you can't just continue to push them out all over the place. So as I said earlier, the executive chairman of the World Clash, and he's predicting that post-COVID, the world is going to be an angrier place. And guess what? And that is why you see all over the world, they are mobilizing their forces for war. They are putting more resources behind the police forces and all of the security forces, because they and you realize they are taking away the younger generation to become a part of them system to rebel against them own people. This is what they are doing, So whenever the people go out and stand up for them right, the people's sons and them daughters and them nephew are going to come out against them just for what? For eat a food. So them have the people in this kind of gridlock, this kind of mindset that we will always continue to be at each other's throat, while the people who are really the one who is causing the problem and causing the unease among the population are sitting there looking at us killing each other. Because when the people and the police clash, the police is still the people. The police are come out of the same struggle as the people. The police did it for us, but the police gone defend plantocracy, gone to defend the system that is oppressive to them mother, them son, them daughters, and them and everybody. So we, Mr. Fernand, and I like your spirit, I like the fire that in your gut, and not just in your gut, but the fire where you blaze all over
my brother. I'm gonna leave it with this one.
Yes,
you brought up Paul Bogle in your preamble.
Yes.
And they didn't tell us certain things about Paul. When Paul Bogle left out as Stony God.
Yeah.
Him one left Stony God. Nobody in the time said this. Instead of the people them have to have the meeting. If I me wanna go down there, me wanna walk. And they wanna walk about 3 miles. Nobody with him. And after them say I'm serious and I fire in my belly and then say yes man.
Then join him.
The two start joining and then 4, then after him reach the Morant, he had a multitude. So it goes back to the point you are saying that we as a people, we have it in our own to move forward.
And we must.
Them not gonna take a pot off a fire, you know. And we have to take it off and eat it.
And we are cook it, you know. And we are the bedrock, you know. So we're not gonna share out ourselves. Never.
No, you see what the thing said.
We never go to say.
And thanks for the program to elucidate my anger and stuff that we have a boil up in me over the time.
Watch your man. Let me say
something. Period of time. But I'm happy to be back on the program, my brother. And keep up the good work. You guys are doing a good work for the community.
Before you run, man, let me say something to you, man. More you find some time and come in and so come sit down with me one day. Make me and you have a one-on-one serious discourse about this thing.
My stuff that I'm doing, I should do it because I just cut that day short to just get home and so that I can talk to you guys.
All right.
But I'm on man, I am on fire because anything to talk to my people and I easily elucidate certain points. And you know, because they need information, you know, information and narrative.
Yes.
Because people put certain narrative in the public space and I try to hat up the people and tell them nonsense and foolishness, you know. They are not being honest to the people, but you want the truth, and the people they want some soul searching for the truth, and you know, and trust the people who they are hearing from.
Yes.
Because right now, my brother.
Transparency, man.
Our leaders, you know, they love trust and transparency. You know? It's really sad for seeing my country reach this stage.
Well,
you know?
We're not going to sit down and cry tears, you know. What we are going to do, we are going to make sure.
No, I would never, if it's me alone, if remember, Mandela take it alone, you know, Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King, and them never take it. You're a historian, you know. When they kill Stumpy down a Soweto, you know.
Yeah.
Stumpy was a little community man, you know. He had no degree, but him see where South Africa go, right? And him start the riot. There at Soweto, right? Yeah. And him give rise now, right? It was a precursor from Mandela. If it wasn't Stumpy, if you read it up, you'll find out who Stumpy was. When the white man killed Stumpy, right? Because he was an activist. And see where South Africa is going in terms of the down pressing and the oppression of poor black youth in the ghetto.
Yes.
Mr.
Fernandez.
I love you guys.
Enough love to you, man. Your energy, fire up the place. I saw we love fit, you know.
Yeah, man. Bless up.
It's just pure fire. Fit FM to the world, 96.7.
Oh, I'm forget it. If I can't sing it to the
People crying, more complaining, working hard, can't fill their basic needs on their knees to the Lord they bow and plead. People crying, more complaining, blood, sweat and tears all through these many years. Preachers preach, politicians never cares. People crying, more complaining. Get up from your knees, go for what is yours. Even if it means you gotta tear down the door. Yeah.
parties.
Yes, yes. We welcome forward, welcome forward, welcome forward to the community Buzz Aymara, you know. People crying, you know what I mean? We have to get up from our knees and go for what is ours. You know what I mean? Get up off your knees and go for what is yours. Even if it means you have to tear down the door. You understand? We don't really have to sit back and allow, you know, the system to continue to burden us. You know what I mean? Working hard, you know, and we still can't get what we're supposed to get. You know, we have watched some things, you know, from what year. We hear this new term, shrinkflation. You ever hear that term there? You hear about it, Julia? Shrinkflation. Now, I could explain a little what this shrinkflation thing is about. Is that people are paying more and getting less. Less in quantity and quality. And that's right there. Now, what are we going to do in this kind of capitalism? You see, at the World Economic Forum and all of these places, these people sit down and them design some plan for the world and for our lives without us being a part of the process. What a crazy thing. Some people plan, you know, and tell we what am I going to do for we without even, that is insult, you know. If that is not the highest form of racism, if it's not the highest form of discrimination, that you talk to people, you set agenda for people without the involvement of the people. How that work? How that work? You know, we see the matter I call a new thing, stakeholder capitalism. Now, when you look at what stakeholder capitalism is about, it is centered around business, you know, because one of the things, you know, we have to do research and we have to see some things that are happening in the world, you know, and this kind of system that they talk about, this new policy, this new order, stakeholder capitalism, and I like say something that just come up recently. It's something that they have been putting in place from the 50s up to the 60s. You know what I mean? And we are talking about us as African because we, right now, even on the United Nations seat, we don't even have a seat in the United Nations as African nation. Yet we have over 2.8 billion people worldwide. With such a thing, we contribute so much to the development of world economy without us. You know what I mean? So this kind of discrimination that is taking place in the international community, you know what I mean? We have to find a way and rise up, you know, and stand up on our foot. Too long we bend we back over and allow some people, you know, to just keep making decisions, you know, for us. You know, this term, stakeholder capitalism, adopted prominently in the social democracy of Northern and Southern Europe, Sweden, Denmark, Finland, Netherlands, Belgium, and Germany. We don't see one African country mentioned here, so we don't even see nothing mentioned about the diaspora. Now, when we look on the history of slavery and colonialism, all of these decisions made by those people, ancestors, and today, you know, and to this date, you know, the people who are head of all of these economic decision and forum, you know, are the ones still telling us how our lives is going in the next 150 years. What are we doing? How are we educating our children? What steps are we taking to create something new for ourselves? This is something that we need to look into ourselves. We need to find a solution within ourselves because nobody else not going to help us. Because if all of their economic empire and infrastructure built upon the blood, sweat, and tears of our people. Right? And right? That we have within us, and we must stand up. So the stakeholder capitalism system been building a way where business is in the center, and top is shareholders and owners. Economy, state and society. At the bottom is employees, supplies, and consumer. But the center of all of that is business. Understand what I'm going to say. So the 7 outside is feeding into all of this business. How much we are getting out of this. So these people control the business world, making this kind of decision. And we are just here looking, you know, and still wondering what is going on. While we are at ease within ourselves, within our spirit, because we can't fight in a frustration, you know. And that is one thing we want people to understand, that we must not fight when we are frustrated. We must have a clear mind in whatever we are doing. So we must make sure we heighten our spiritual energy, our spiritual vibration. We're connected to our ancestors and to our gods and to our king. You understand? Realign ourselves to the highest power within us, because it is within us. We are going to find a solution for all that is taking place, that is affecting our communities, our families. You know, we have to take a stand. So I want to touch my brethren, Phil Watkins. Take it easy. We'll soon come back. We have a play a piece of music and come forward, and then maybe we'll soon wrap up, you know what I mean?
Take it easy, easy on a whole of I. Come on, I got to take it easy, easy on the face for life. Ooh, yes, I take it easy, easy on a whole of I. Oh, yeah, yes, I take it easy, easy on the face for life. Boy, 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 boy. No time to stress, no time to stress. Worry about them things I can't change now. Oh, Patako, the kids they might play. We're joyful every day and take it easy, easy on the whole of life. Oh yes, oh we take it easy, easy and give thanks for life. Boy, 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 oh easy, easy and I hold our vibe. Come on, I got to take it easy, easy and give thanks for life. Yeah. It makes no sense to sit and cry. Oh no. Lift up your spirits. Whoa, so high. Search on deep within, know that Jah is real. Whoa, come on. Yes, I take easy and give thanks for life.
Yes, man. Take it easy. We just want to big up some people, you know. When we know tune in, Nehema Edwards, you know, we big you up, you know, because we know you're lucky. They're winning in England. And you were there when I say, I was born and grew up in the younger of my teenage days in Jamaica, the land I loved. It seemed a lot of Jamaicans are addicted to poverty life, which to them is just a part of life. Something not right. Something not right, my brother. Something not right. It's like what they call this Stockholm syndrome, you know, where you become immune to the condition and you accept all of the brutalization. You still run back to the politician, them will suck you dry over the years, them beat your mother, them divide with them create all of these monsters among us, the youth, them for kill and murder them one another, them instigate these things with money and, you know, undermine the way our community used to function together, the things that we used to do and look out for each other. Them use political friction and divide us. And here we are today, that a lot of these youth start to promote killing each other, see it as something hip. Just take it. When a man can get up every day and sing, or you can lick out a man marrow, you know, and all of these things, where are we heading? Who are the producers of these people? They want to excuse themselves from it, but we know the history. And those of us who know the history will enlighten the people. And the people, one day, will come to the understanding of who, you know what I mean? Bless up Mr. Patrick Beckford. Yeah, man, we give thanks. We give thanks, you know. And Derwin, you know, we're happy that the eye is a part of this. You know what I mean? We're happy. And just tell one, and, you know, and go big, because this forum, the community, we are here for change, and we'll make sure, say, you know, we uplift with people. You know what I mean? So just keep logging in, man. Keep tuning in, because we have many more things to teach the people. And it is about education. I want the people to go out and get a book here. You need to read this book. This book, Fake. Robert Kiyosaki. See? Fake money. See? And long before the pandemic, this virgin all predict certain things, you know. And I'm not talking about even when the market go crash and who really get wiped out in when market crash and who benefit. Right now, the world I go through a depression, and we don't even realize that I go on. See? And while the world I go through this kind of depression, see, billionaires are getting richer and richer. You know what I mean? Especially those who are in the health, so-called health structure, are those who are in the digital business. They are the one who is reaping all the wealth right now, because this new set, education is going to become a digital thing. But what kind of education? Where are we heading? Where are we heading? Who is designing the curriculum? Who is designing it for us? What are we doing to design something that will liberate us? You know, these are the questions we must ask ourselves. We must ask ourselves these questions, and we must look within ourselves for the solution. Because for the past nearly 2,000 odd years, is one set of people who set the agenda for another group of people, you know, that they are talking about new world order. May them use a term, a system of non-segmentation. You understand what them thing they mean? These guys sit down and them use some terms, you know, and when you look deep into it, they are the one who created the segmentation. And now they are saying a system of non-segmentation, meaning that everybody must follow the same order, even if we don't fit in a phono system, even if we culture, with spirituality, with God and thing is different from phono. We want to dominate and tell people, say, this is the way it is, and you must follow this order. Like one famous president said, if you are not with us, you are against us. This kind of presumptuous statement that some other human being. I tell millions or billions of people around the world. So you're talking like some gods. You know what I mean? So until we can recognize the God within us, knowing that there is none that is greater than us, and we must say these things with authority. We must live with that kind of authority within ourselves, knowing that we're not here to oppress and we are not going to surrender or subjugate ourselves to oppression. We will rise. You understand? So we move to another sister on the run come rhythm. Strong woman. So we are going out, you know, but make we hear what our sister here say.
Black and beautiful. Ooh, I'm a strong woman, strong enough to get by on my own. Black woman, beautiful as ever, conscious, cute and clever. An educated woman, no boy can fool me, none of them can use me. And still, in a real life, I still need a king to work the thing and build up the family structure. Not because you know I'm strong, nobody gets it wrong. Most women, if not, I need male companion to help the girls along and teach a boy to be a man. Role model setting up a solid foundation. I'm not looking for the perfect man, just someone who will want to sing the same song. If I put up 20, at least put up 10 and make we build. I want to grow from now till then. I'm a strong woman, strong enough to get by on my own. Yes, I'm a black woman, beautiful as ever, conscious, cute and clever. Educated woman, no boy can fool me, none of them can use me. And still, in a real life, I still need that thing. I build up the structure. So if you
Number one means you're always on top. Your number one radio.
The strength of a woman.
In your face, all over the place. We're online 24/7.
The strength of a woman. Black and beautiful. Ooh. I'm a strong woman, strong enough to get by on my own. I'm a black man, beautiful as ever, conscious, cute and
Yeah, man. We just wind up and we just wind down. Saying on the community buzz. And do remember, new kind of justice. New program coming soon, hosted by former Judge Simone Maddox. So stay tuned for that, coming 2023. Right? Now, we want to give thanks to all the people who tune in online, the people who tune in on YouTube. And me I say, wanna keep here. Stay right here, so stay right here so with Imara. See? Because there are great things that we are going to use this medium to achieve. There's no doubt about that. This is the community buzz. And just we're going to keep buzzing. We want to elevate ourselves out of the situation that we are in, economically, spiritually, right, politically. We have to stand together. No longer are we going to surrender to the system that have been oppressing us for years. This new shift that is taking place are what they call reset. We're not going to allow nobody to set any agenda for us. We are setting our own agenda. So yes.
We are the builders of the pyramids. We are the builders of the stone cities of Zimbabwe. We build them White House. We build them factories. With blood, with sweat, with tears. With flesh, with bones. Them use build them economy. Now them want to con you and me.
Yes, people. We see on the next strong. We'll come back next strong with another very interesting program. You know what I mean? We have so much to talk about. And not just to talk. We are making or we are being the change that we want to see in our homes, in our community, in Jamaica, and by extension, the wider world. So stay tuned to the Community Buzz. I'm Mara. Let's go and jam to the one until 3 o'clock come down. At 5 o'clock, I will start 3. 2 hours run off so fast, but they even pick up our guard. Well, that's how it go. We are full joy the vibration. See? Next strong.
Economy. Now them want to con you and me with them science and them technology. We make them take with knowledge. Now them are deafly. Them are blindly. We are walk, we are ride, we are drive, we are fly. Nah look, nah see. Eyes focus on the screen of an iPhone, Galaxy, tablet, BlackBerry. We look. Robotic, digital, technical. It's tech session. Call it a